Hello, friend. This is Luis Carlos with Descubre Asheville, and today I'm going to be talking to a couple, Yazil and Joel. I met them a few years ago, and I wanted to come and talk to them. And here we are at the park. Their children are with us. They have 5 children. Is that 5 children that you guys have? 5 children. And the reason why I want to talk to them is because Yazil is Latina. She is from El Salvador. She's from Central America, and Joel is from LA. So we met. I think that we were trying to figure out right now how long we known each other. They were saying, Yazil said 4 years, but Joel and I believe it's longer than that. I want to say something like 7 years. But you're going to meet them because Joel is an African American. And again, Yazil being a Latina from Central America, I find truly Latinos and African American people, they also have a very almost non-existent relationship. So to see something this unique and for them to be in a relationship for so long, I would love to just hang out with them and try to talk to them a little bit about this. So I hope you enjoy our conversation. Tell me about you. How did you guys meet? And who are you? I mean, why are we together here now?
Well, we worked over in art, and she was a temp. She was with her mother, and I was a permanent. When I was working in one of my lines, I was working with this other woman employee that was working there, and I hear a voice coming up from behind me, this real thick Latina accent. You know, that voice sounds kind of sexy. You know,
interesting, to say the least.
And I turned around, and she comes to the lady, 100% ignoring me. She comes to the lady. She just ignored me. She was just like, whatever, you know.
And now, 5 kids later, you know she really wasn't ignoring you.
I was thinking he was stuck up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's what happened.
So, here, Yazil, so who is this guy next to you?
This is having him like a husband by my side. We have 5 beautiful kids.
Yeah.
All the relationship being and growing every year. My love for him grow up and grow up.
You are from El Salvador, right?
Yes, I am from El Salvador. I immigrated over here when I was 15 years old.
So where is your husband from?
He's from California.
Yeah.
Did you tell me, brother, that you're from Canton? Is that what he was? South Central.
South Central, yeah.
That's right, because you know, when we met, I think I told you that actually I arrived in the States during the time when the riots happened.
I was there.
Yeah, man, during the acquittal of the policeman, the beating of Rodney King, yes. I believe. So yeah, those were wild times. How old are you, brother?
I'm 39.
Wow, time flies, huh?
Oh yeah, it does. But you know, the amazing thing is I feel like I'm 21. Like I feel the same. I don't feel the difference right now. So that's
nice.
a good thing.
Yeah, our
cool.
babies keep us busy. That's why we acted.
We're real active. They keep us active.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about anti-blackness. So, Joel, I'm not really sure Yazil knows about what I'm talking about, but I think she will probably get the idea once we start talking if she doesn't know. But I just want to get to you first. So, talk to me about anti-blackness. You have felt it being in a relationship with your wife for as long as you have been. How has it been your experience there? What is your experience? How the Latino community has treated you and your relationship?
I feel like it's been mixed, and I really do feel like it's been mixed. I feel like a lot of Latinos don't realize how connected we really truly are, especially through the slave trade and stuff. And it basically started in Central America and migrated itself up to the United States, and majority of the Africans that were from those ships stayed in Central America. So there's a lot of African culture and influence in the Latin community.
I think the Latinos being treating me good, and they being kind of giving looks because I think they being in like see something different. You don't see this all the time, you know. Outside your race, special a black person, the relationship don't last long no more. Marriage probably you only last 3 or 4 years now. So married to this black great man is a beautiful in my life. He made me happy, and I'm very blessed to have him by my side.
I believe you. You know, again, like I remember, like when I met you the first time, both of you. So I can see that there is a lot of love in your relationship, and I can also see the way that you treat your kids. And that shows, that reflects the love that I see that you guys feel for each other. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the world right now. How, I've been living in Asheville, North Carolina, in, I don't know, I will say that it's the deep south. Correct me, Joel, if that's not the case.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay, so fair enough. Yeah. So living in this city that seems to be liberal, or that a lot of people believe is progressive. What do you think, Joel? Do you think Asheville is a progressive city?
Yes and no.
What makes it progressive to your eyes?
Well, they're accepting and stuff like that, but at the same time, they're kind of real cautious about things. They're not really too open and new experiences and stuff like that, and I feel that way about this place. But overall, it's a pretty good place, and it's constantly growing and stuff like that, which is a good thing.
So, how do you feel about the Vance Monument and about the protest that happened in June, last month?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good, the protest and everything is moving in the right direction. I do understand that it's multi-layered. It's not just one thing. You know, some people are upset because of quarantine. Some people are upset because of the injustices that are going on. I mean, some people are just trying to hijack it, you know, because they don't like what they're seeing. I mean, that because it might mess up the status quo. I mean, it's multi-layered, and I feel like it's disingenuous to say that it's one particular thing.
I hear you. So let me ask you this to both of you. And this time I would like Yazil to answer first, and then you can take it over, Joel. So what I would like to ask this time is, like, again, you know, like living in Asheville for me as a Latino immigrant, has lived in Asheville for 20 years. I do love this town. I'm not going to lie. I love it. I also feel like it's a town that pretends to be progressive a lot.
Yeah.
But it really comes short about what I think is progressive. But at the same time, I feel like, well, I need to ask people what they think of it is progressive, and that's why I don't really just want to have my own idea. So with that said, in a town that wants to be progressive, how would you feel if you all of a sudden knew that a brand or a business that you frequent here in Asheville do not support Black Lives Matter? Like for instance, and then I'm going to say it to you, Yazil, first. How would you feel like, again, your favorite supermarket where you always go decides to one day say that they don't like immigrants, that they want the wall, and that they basically become very outspoken or silent to a crisis that involves people like you? How?
Well, I feel like I couldn't support them. I couldn't support them at all, because if you don't see no value in my existence, then why should I support you?
Back to you, Yazil. What can you say, really? You all of a sudden said that really people didn't really, brands or companies that you support are just silent. Let's suppose that there is an immigration raid. The ICE comes here to the town that we live, and people in our community that are vulnerable to that situation, all of a sudden their families are separated, and then you saw that really, again, life is normal, nobody's saying nothing, and again, the companies that we support on a daily basis act oblivious to what is happening. What would you want them to do? Like really, like, wouldn't you feel good if somehow they were outspoken and somehow they say something as to they saw you?
No, I think what we need to do is get together, all the Latinos. They need to work together. We can work together and do something about it. Till it can end. All these mysteries can end, and then everything can be better. That's what we need to do, work together like a team. Because nobody's better than another one. We all the same.
I hear you.
Because our kids are Afro Latino. We celebrate both sides.
That's awesome, brother.
We don't let one side hijack the other side and hold more importance.
All right, I'm gonna throw something at you though, since you are so proud of your kids being Afro Latinos.
Yeah.
Do you know who Celia Cruz is?
Yes, I love her so.
Right on,
I love
brother.
her music,
Yeah.
So,
yes.
you feel me, man. You
Yeah.
feel me.
My favorite song is La Negra lo tiene
Yeah,
tumbao.
that's my
La
favorite
negra
one.
bien tumbao. Yes, yes.
And you know, that's the first song that I heard from her, and I was like, oh, I like that. And the girls walking down the street and stuff. I was like, that's nice. I
Right
like
on, right on. That's
my
awesome.
favorite.
that.
So, Joel, you dance salsa or what, my man?
Oh, salsa, merengue,
Swing.
bachata.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
That's right. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I don't know. What else should we say? What should we talk about? Oh, yeah. So, what do you guys do for a living?
I'm
Jesse?
a home mom staying. I do homeschool for my kids. I dedication them.
That's a big job.
Yes, I was working at Mission Hospital for 13 years, full nutrition. He decided to pull me off 5 years ago because he wanted me to dedicate 24/7 to my babies.
Wow.
And then now I stay at home.
So,
Yeah.
Joel, what about you, brother? What do you do?
I do. I work at a factory over here in Asheville, and it does juices and stuff like that, and milk and stuff like Milko. But
How long have you been there?
I've been there for 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. But on part time, I do my passion. My passion is 2D, 3D animation work. I do VFX, CGI, logos, portraits, all those things.
And you're saying that right now you're collaborating with Renato Rotolo?
Or Renato, yes. I'm with him right now, collaborating with him. And he's a really good guy, really good photographer. So I would.
I love
check him
Renato,
out.
man.
Yes,
Renato and I
He's a
go way
good
back.
person.
yes.
Yeah,
He's a
he's
good
an awesome
friend.
guy. He's taking a few pictures of my kids and I, and so you're in good hands. I really
Yeah,
like
yes,
Renato,
man.
and he has a big heart, and also is very connected with the Black community here in Asheville. I have seen him that he's been very supportive of a lot of the work that Black artists make here in Asheville. So that's great. That's great. And in fact, now that I know that, brother, I definitely would like to add. If you have a website, please say it. I'm gonna write it in the video no matter what, but please say it.
My website is Yalek, YALEC, animationstudios.com. I do projects from animation to film, special effects, portraits, anything art related. I do.
One last thing then. And you both can say it. It doesn't have to be too long, but if you could say something to the people in Asheville about how would you like the future for your kids and the kids of anybody else, for that matter, here in Asheville. How would you like it to be? It is now July 2020, and we know that we're going through a lot of craziness. And I just feel like it is valid to acknowledge the fact that we have children, and that, I don't know, I want to believe that we want a good future for them. But you, again, you as a mixed couple, Black and Latina, I think it would be great for people here in Asheville to hear what your hopes are for the near future. Yazil, tú empieza. You say it in English this time.
That'd be good. What they need to do is the parents who have children is thinking out ahead to build some will for their kids, like having a business and start teaching their kids how to use the business, because one day we're not going to be here. We need to educate our kids to grow our business more bigger. When we die, this can pass to them. They can have a better life, and that can pass to our grandbabies and great grandbabies. They can be in good shape. So that's what I recommend, to teach the kids in advance how to raise their business, because you start your business and then you need to teach your kids. That's the way to start over here in Asheville. And then when you start with a small business, you can move it to another state. You can move it to another, like outside U.S., Central America, Africa, whatever you want for your future kids. That's what I recommend. What about you, my love?
Well, I feel like us as a whole, we don't need to ignore the best part of ourselves. You don't have to tolerate. People say tolerate. You shouldn't have to do that. We should just embrace each other, and our differences is what makes us human. If we didn't have any differences, then we would be robots, and I'm no robot.
I hear you, man.
So our differences, we need to celebrate our own individualities, and we need to embrace it and love one another, and accept that we're all different, and we're all unique. Once we do that, then our kids won't have to do that, and it'll just be a everyday normal thing, and they won't know or ever feel what we're feeling today.
Amen to that, man.
They won't know it, or they would never experience it, because their life is loving one another and accepting one another for who we are.
Right on. Thank you, brother. I think we'll leave it with that. And thank you for coming to talk to me, and for sharing with me everything you shared today. All right. I'll see you later.
There.
See you.